Storyboarding in game development is a powerful craft. When done right, it brings clarity, alignment, and emotion before a single frame is animated or coded. But let's face it, when you don't have the right storyboard artist on your team, the process can become time consuming, painstaking, and at times creatively overwhelming. You know the vision in your head, but translating that into consistent, high quality visual is easier said than done, especially when you're moving fast or building solo. That's exactly where the new workflow comes in. With the latest version of ChatGPT and image generation through Omni, storyboarding isn't just faster, it becomes more accessible, more collaborative, and honestly, a lot more fun. You describe your characters, the emotional beats, the camera angles, and within minutes, you got a full cinematic sequence laid out like a picture level storyboard. What you're seeing right now is frame 8, the final moment of an entire 8-shot fight scene I built under an hour. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, step by step, so you can adapt this workflow whether you are a solo creator, a game director, or a professional artist looking to supercharge your process. If you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about unlocking workflows like this with AI and sharing what's working in real game pipelines. Now, before we jump into prompting ChatGPT, we need to get clear on one thing: our creative foundation. I call this the 3-pillar prep, and honestly, this part sets the tone for everything that follows. First, we start with character anchors. Give your characters distinct visual identities: nationality, fighting style, body types, scars, gears, even tattoos. These aren't just visual choices, they are storytelling cues. Second, you define the setting schema. Are they fighting in a gritty underground cage, a neon-lit cyber arena? Lock in your environment, the time of the day, the mood lighting, and keep that consistent across the frames. And third, set the cinematic tone. Do you want a stylized picture feel? Something gritty and hyper casual or hyper real? Choose your visual language upfront. These 3 pillars become your cinematic contract with ChatGPT. Once they are in place, you're not just prompting randomly anymore. You're directing with intent. Once your vision is locked, it's time to break the scene into frames. Not just actions, but story beats. For that, I use something I call the frame formula. It is reusable prompt structures that make it super easy to describe complex moments with cinematic clarity. Here is what a typical frame prompt includes: frame number and action title, camera angle, visual style, pose and emotions for both characters, background and lighting, and a clear 16:9 aspect ratio with no body parts clipped. For example, frame 4, close-up of the charge, front low angle shot, a picture style render for the Indian fighter's intense face mid-sprint, bandana trail, sweat glistens, Chinese fighter looms buried in background. When you follow this structure, you're not guessing. You're giving ChatGPT exactly what is needed to perform like a seasoned story artist. Now, let's get prompting character by character. Time to put the framework into action. We start with the individual character prompt because great storytelling begins with strong, consistent anchors. So here is the setup. You are a top 1% storyboard artist for a high-end game studio. You have been tasked with designing an intense MMA face-off between 2 fighters, one from India dressed in blue with a signature bandana, and the other from China in red with a fierce, disciplined stance. Using ChatGPT, we generate picture-style 3D image prompts for each character separately. Why? Because breaking things down into modular chunks give you precision and control. Small changes become easier and consistency becomes effortless. Let's feed in the first prompt. Result: looks great, except the leg is getting clipped. Quick fix: ask ChatGPT to tweak the prompt to ensure a full body pose. Boom, nailed it. Now on to the second fighter, the Far Eastern character in red. Another quick pass through ChatGPT. Result: beautiful render, picture vibe intact, and the red sash flowing just right. We are good to go. Now for the frames. One prompt to rule each scene. Time to shift from character creation to scene composition. This is where the real fun begins. We now ask ChatGPT to generate prompts for each frame of the storyboard using our established characters and setting as anchors. Sometimes AI drifts. The red fighter looks away when he should be locked in eye contact. A few retries later, we dial it in. Almost perfect. Now let's raise the bar. A flying punch mid-air from the red fighter. First try looks more like a street ball than an MMA fight. Time to guide it. Solution. We grab a reference photo, an actual MMA flying punch pose from Google. Then we add it to the prompt and clarify. Use this pose only. Keep the character's identity from earlier prompts intact. Do not treat this as a new character. Result? Pose locked. Almost there. But wait, the fist is open. Not MMA enough. We quickly prompt again. Ensure both fists are clenched, wearing gloves mid-air. Much better. Final frame, final impact. For frame 8, the climax, we ask ChatGPT for something cinematic, punchy and impactful. A decisive blow, dynamic lighting, and perfect alignment of all visual elements. And just like that, we are ready. From character to full storyboard, this prompt-driven workflow keeps you in control while AI does the heavy lifting. Now is the time to stitch the story together. Once you got all your frames ready, don't rush to post it or present just yet. Lay them out side by side. This is where you step into the director's chair and ask, does the action flow smoothly from one frame to the next? Are the visual clues consistent? Tattoos, outfits, shadows and scars? And most importantly, is the emotional arc building frame by frame? This stage isn't about redoing everything. It's about course correction. Spot an outlier, prompt GPT with target feedbacks like, this needs to feel like a continuation from frame 3. Character posture and emotion must escalate. This is a subtle but powerful shift from generating images to crafting cohesion. So here is a quick recap. The 5-step ChatGPT storyboarding framework. Here's the full flow we have followed. 3-pillar preparation, lock your character, settings and cinematic tone. Frame formula, break the scene into clear promptable beats. Iterate loop, control and tweak with iterations. Flow check, ensure narrative and visual consistency and continuity. Final punch, make frame 8 unforgettable. With this structure, you're not just prompting, you're directing. And the best part, every frame gets into one step closer to a fully cohesive, visually stunning, emotionally resonant story. Let me know if you'd like this formatted into slides, tuned into a script, or paired with sample visuals. Now, bringing it all together, the storyboard assembly. Okay, the frames are ready, the character designs are consistent, and the narrative arc is flowing. But we are not done yet. Now it's time to put everything together into a presentation-ready storyboard. And for that, we are turning on one of my favorite tools, Canva. I am a huge fan of Canva, but this isn't a sponsored bit or any kind of an affiliate plug. I have just found it to be ridiculously efficient for visual storytelling, especially when you want quality without the learning curve of something like Photoshop. Whether you're a solo developer, a designer, or someone who just trying out to present ideas clearly, Canva just works. So here's the thing, Canva offers a range of ready-to-use storyboard templates. Some designed for filmmakers, some for marketeers, and plenty that works perfectly for game developer use cases. For this video, we picked a clean and minimal storyboard layout. We made a few tweaks to support 8 frames, adjusting spacing, resizing the text boxes, and recording cells. If you are on a premium plan, resizing the slide dimensions to match your visual is just a click away. But even with the free version, you can still build something that looks polished and professional. Adding your assets is drag and drop simple. Want a caption under each frame? Just drop in a text box. Need to move things around to match your visual flow? just nudge and snap. It's honestly fun to use Canva. And if you're someone who prefers consistency, Canva lets you lock in a style, fonts, colors, layout spacing, so your entire storyboard feels cohesive, not like a patchwork or frames. Final details, naming each shot plus descriptions. Now let's return to ChatGPT one last time to help name each frame and write a short description for each of the shots. Things like frame 1, the standoff, two fighters locked in a tense moment before the first move. Frame 5, counter strike, the Indian fighter evades and lands a low sweeping kick. Adding this under each frame brings narrative clarity to your visuals. It also makes it easier for your team, animators, designers, or even producers to grasp your vision at a glance. Once that's in, you rearrange everything in Canva, and in just a few minutes, you are done. You have now got a pro level storyboard, clean, dramatic, and ready to share with your team, your community, or even your pitch deck. Well, before you go, if this video helped you see what's possible with AI tools and creative workflows, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Got a topic in mind? Something about AI in gaming, storytelling, or tools like this? Drop it in the comments. We read everyone. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and build boldly.